Imagine for a moment a world without water. What would that look like? A peculiar question, isn't it? Yet it's a question that deserves our attention. Water is the lifeblood of our planet. It's the cradle of life, the heartbeat of every ecosystem, the essence that ensures our survival. It's in our morning coffee, the food we eat, the air we breathe. It's in the rain that quenches the earth's thirst, the river that carves its way through landscapes, and the vast oceans that cover over 2/3 of our planet. But what if this vital element was suddenly gone? What if the rivers ran dry, the oceans evaporated, and the taps turned dust? We'd be left with an arid, barren world, a planet devoid of life as we know it. That's the hypothetical journey we're about to embark on. We're going to imagine a world without water and its unimaginable consequences. Now, let's delve into the life of a family living in such a world. The Smiths wake up on a typical morning, but in this world, nothing is typical. Their morning routine is drastically different. As the first rays of the sun pierce through their blinds, the Smiths, like most of us, start their day. Yet in this parallel universe, even the most mundane tasks become daunting challenges. Imagine trying to brush your teeth with no running water. The Smiths have resorted to using baking soda, a practice not uncommon in the past but far from our minty fresh norm today. The absence of water has stripped them of the simple pleasure of a refreshing morning rinse. Moving to the kitchen, the Smiths face another hurdle. Preparing a pot of coffee, a staple in their morning routine, is now a laborious task. They scrounge around for the last remnants of bottled water, precious drops that have now become a luxury. The tantalizing aroma of freshly brewed coffee, something we often take for granted, is a rare treat in their waterless world. Breakfast is an even bigger ordeal. No water means no easy way to clean fruits and vegetables, turning a healthy meal into a potential health risk. Cooking becomes a puzzle, each recipe carefully tailored to minimize the need for water. The sizzle of fried eggs, the soft fluffiness of a well-cooked omelette, these are distant memories replaced by dry, bland meals that barely satiate. Bathing too is a luxury they can't afford. The Smiths have to make do with wet wipes and dry shampoos, quick fixes that can never truly replace the rejuvenating feeling of a warm shower. And so, their day begins, not with the usual comforts of a morning routine, but with a harsh reminder of what they've lost. These simple tasks, ones we perform every day without a second thought, have become monumental struggles in their world, a world without water. An average morning becomes a challenge when there is no water. As the sun rises high in the sky, the Smiths face the harsh reality of a waterless afternoon. The Smiths, like most families, have a routine. It's the heartbeat of their home, the rhythm of their daily lives. But today, that rhythm is disrupted. It's the afternoon, usually a time for cleaning up and preparing dinner, but without water, every task becomes a monumental challenge. Imagine trying to wash the dishes from lunch. Without a single drop of water, the leftover food hardens on the plates, the cutlery tarnishes, and the pots and pans become a nightmare to clean. You can't just rinse them off, you have to scrape and scrub, and even then you're left with a residue that refuses to budge. And then there's cooking. Water is a silent partner in the kitchen, an unsung hero. It's there when you boil pasta, steam vegetables, or make a simple cup of tea. But without water, the kitchen turns into a barren landscape. The Smiths have to rethink every meal, every recipe. They have to find ways to cook without boiling, steaming, or simmering. It's like trying to paint without colors. But perhaps the most daunting task of all is staying hydrated. We often take for granted that we can quench our thirst anytime we want. But in a world without water, hydration becomes a luxury, a treasure hunt. The Smiths sip sparingly from their dwindling supply, their bodies crying out for more. They feel the fatigue setting in, the dryness in their throats, the lethargy in their limbs. This is not some dystopian future. This is the reality for many people around the world. A reality where water is not a given, but a gift. A reality that forces us to question our relationship with this precious resource. Every task is a battle in a world without water. In the face of this relentless struggle, the Smiths, like so many others, are learning to adapt, to persevere, to survive. But it's a harsh reminder of how much we rely on water and how much we stand to lose without it. As the day winds down, the Smiths' struggle does not. Their evening is as dry as their day. Picture the Smiths, a typical family you might find living next door, but they are navigating the unfamiliar terrain of an evening without water. The once mundane tasks now require considerable thought and effort. Without the convenience of a refreshing shower or a quick bath, maintaining personal hygiene becomes a challenge. A sponge bath with minimal water salvaged from the day's collection is all they can manage. The joy of a hot shower, the comfort of a bubble bath, all are but a distant memory. Meal preparation, too, is a daunting task. The Smiths are unable to wash their fruits and vegetables, leaving them susceptible to harmful bacteria and pesticides. Boiling pasta or rice, a staple in many households, is out of the question. They must resort to dry foods, canned goods, or pre-packaged meals, which are not only less nutritious, but also more expensive. Hydration, of course, is a constant concern. The Smiths are rationing their water intake, sipping sparingly throughout the day. But as the evening sets in, they are met with a dry throat and a parched tongue. The refreshing taste of a cold glass of water is a luxury they can no longer afford. And then there's the issue of cleaning up after dinner. Without water, the dishes pile up, attracting pests and creating an unsanitary environment. The Smiths are left with the choice of using their precious drinking water for cleaning or living amidst filth. The lack of water has transformed the Smiths' simple evening routine into a complex puzzle. It's a stark reminder of how water is intertwined with every aspect of our daily lives, from cleanliness to nutrition, and how its absence can turn the simplest of tasks into a Herculean effort. A simple evening becomes an ordeal in a world devoid of water. Living a day without water is unimaginable, yet the Smiths' story is a stark reminder of this reality. It's been a challenging day for the Smiths, a day filled with thirst, discomfort, and a harsh realization. But let's zoom out for a moment. What if this wasn't just a single family's experience, but a global reality? What if the entire world was as parched as the Smiths' home today? Water isn't just about quenching our thirst or taking a refreshing shower after a long day. It's the lifeblood of our planet, a vital ingredient in almost every aspect of our existence. Think about it. Without water, our agriculture would collapse. Those lush green fields that provide us with food, they'd turn into barren wastelands. And it's not just about food. The clothes we wear, the cars we drive, the gadgets we can't live without, they all rely on water in their production process. The economy would take a nosedive. Industries that rely on water, and that's just about every industry, would falter. Jobs would be lost, inflation would skyrocket. And let's not forget the environment. Our rivers, lakes and oceans, they wouldn't exist. The rich biodiversity they support would be wiped out. The balance of our ecosystem would be thrown into chaos. But perhaps the most stark reality of all would be the impact on our health. Water is essential for our bodies to function properly. Without it, we'd face a host of health problems, some potentially fatal. The Smiths' day without water was tough, yes. But it pales in comparison to the catastrophic consequences of a world without water. Their experience is a stark reminder that water is not just a commodity, but a precious resource. A resource that we need to respect, conserve, and protect. The Smiths' story is a grim warning of what could happen if we take water for granted. The world we just imagined is unthinkable, yet it could become a reality if we don't conserve water. Imagine a day when you turn on your tap and nothing comes out. It seems far-fetched, doesn't it? But it's closer to reality than you might think. You see, water conservation isn't just about saving water. It's about preserving life, our life, on this beautiful blue planet. Simple actions can make a world of difference. Turning off the tap while brushing your teeth, for instance, can save up to 8 gallons of water a day. That's over 2,900 gallons a year. Consider using water-efficient appliances like low-flow shower heads and dual-flush toilets. They might seem like small changes, but they can have a big impact. We all have a role to play in this. Your actions, as simple as they may seem, contribute to preserving our precious water resources. Remember, Every drop counts. Conserve water, save our world.